What's up, man?
What is that for?
Taking pictures. Yeah, I got one of them San Bernardino Zombies. What's that for? Taking pictures, man.
The Inland Empire's oldest and biggest shopping malls has closed its doors. The Carousel Mall in downtown San Bernardino has officially shut down. The 43-acre mall opened in 1972 and thrived for decades, but in recent years, it struggled to keep customers coming in. The city plans to demolish the mall and build new restaurants, shops, and housing on that property.
Shuttered doors and windows at a once bustling mall in San Bernardino. The rundown Carousel Mall, which closed back in 2017, is now creating a lot more problems for nearby residents and business owners despite being closed.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 909 Adventures. Today we're at the Carousel Mall here in San Bernardino. A little irritated because I just dropped my phone for the first time and I cracked my screen. That's going to be expensive to fix. First time I've ever dropped a phone and cracked anything. But anyways, there's security here today, so I don't know if we're going to be able to actually get into the building, but that's not going to stop us from walking around. Got a little bit of drone footage, and let's just get started, guys. So this is the old Harris's building. If you guys aren't sure what Harris's was, it was a department store. They had one here, one in Redlands. Eventually they had some all over the Southern California. I believe there was one in Riverside. But yeah, my grandmother actually worked here for several years. I think before I was even born. And she worked in the gift wrap, and she also worked the mail room. They had a post office box on the other side of the building here. I'll show you guys in a little bit. And she would come down here once or twice a day, and actually get the mail, take it back to the mail room, and she would just stamp everything. As long as it looked good, had a stamp on it, was ready to go, it weighed right. She'd stamp it for the day's date, and she would send it off to the post office. So she basically processed the mail by hand, no machines or nothing. But you know, I guess it couldn't have been too bad just having one mailbox, checking it once a day. But look at that. You don't see stuff like that nowadays. I mean, this was just a department store, guys. Let's check this out. Historic site, Harris Building, built in 1927, the first Harris department store. Opened in 1905 and has expanded throughout the Inland Empire. See, they worded that wrong. It should have said, instead of had expanded throughout the Inland Empire, because they don't exist anymore. So I wonder how long this has actually been here. I wonder if this little historic marker was put up before the store closed down in January of 1999. And supposedly this is the Harris family crest, which is very cool. It's actually a really nice building. Too bad they wouldn't do something with it. But anyways, I was saying, since this is a historic site, you know, I wonder if they're going to be able to knock this down too. You know, I hope they don't. I hope they actually do something with it instead, because this is the attached mall right over here, and this building was here at least, I think it was 49 years before they actually added the mall. And there's a bridge here that goes right over to what used to be the Radisson Hotel. I'm not sure who owns it now, but yeah, look at that clock has even stopped working. Wow. Because it is definitely not 6:30 in the morning or evening. Man, I haven't been here since I was a kid, guys. I grew up in this building, coming to see my grandma at work. There's a cafe up there. It would be so cool to be able to get in here. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I did come here once with Mrs. 909. And everything was closed. There was like 2 shops open, like a thrift store was open. And the county used to be in here, the school district. Where there used to be the school district just right inside these boarded up doors was actually a movie theater when I was a kid. It was a Cheap Seats. And all day long, 50-cent movies. Those were the good days. I've seen a lot of movies in that theater too. Apollo 13, Lethal Weapon 3, Speed 2, I think it's Cruise Control. You know, among a lot of other movies. I mean, I spent a lot of time in there. This was kind of the spot to be at. But at the same time, there was a lot of gang activity, and I think that's what led to the demise of this mall, unfortunately. Alright guys, so check this out. I think we go up these stairs here. Oh, no, I don't know. Man, it smells like piss right here. Jeez. Oh yeah, look at. Get right into the right up to it. I didn't think anything was going to be up here, or we were even going to be able to get up here from here. I knew maybe across the way. I was wondering if they had it boarded up down there, but obviously they don't. But yeah, check that out, guys. Very interesting. Let's go down here. I want to check out this clock that does not work anymore. And it's funny, I don't know if you guys can see, but they have a bell up there to chime every hour, every 15 minutes, whatever it was. But I guess after a while the bell stopped working. And they have those loudspeakers. I think that thing just needs to get knocked down now. Put it out of its misery. Oh, that's kind of funny. Well, it's kind of sad, but I don't know. I'm gonna be right back in a second, guys. I'm gonna stop and take some pictures. All right. Man, it's kind of hot. Rooftop venue. Yeah, supposedly this is inside of this building, or this was like the first large building for office work or something like that. I forget the exact history on this building. I came across it the other night when I was researching the mall and the Harris building, but yeah, and check that out, guys. I mean, I didn't never realize the family crest was up there until I was doing research. I guess they're trying to do what they can to bring whatever life back to the city. That would be cool if they could do that, but you know, the population of the city kind of went downhill after the closing of Norton Air Force Base. Oh, look at Mystical Flute Man. That's so there's this other channel that I watch, bakerxderek, and he rides his motorcycle, his Groms, you know, his DX10R. And all his other motorcycles, he rides them through here. And then he's got this guy, he's always in here playing the flute. Calls him Mystical Flute Man. That's funny. Man, but yeah, I'm not gonna bother him, but that's Mystical Flute Man. Wow, you guys see that? Zoom in. Mystical flute man. Just see for giggles, let's go up here. Check it out. See what we got going on. Not expecting there to be much going on, but let's check that out. I thought there was going to be a spot to go in up there. Yeah, so as I was walking up to this, I was thinking, man, didn't there used to be a door here? This used to be JCPenney's. And then come here and realize, oh, the door was here. Much smaller than I remember. You could tell people have been trying to get in. See how it's all pulled out? Yeah, they definitely welded all this stuff closed. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's definitely closed off. Man, it smells so bad there. Oh, look at guys. Mystical flute man. So I guess I was wrong, guys. I guess this is the building that caught on fire, not the Montgomery Ward's building. And now I'm kind of wondering if the fire was even in the building, if it was all outside, because obviously the building's still there. I know it's a brick building. But you see all this stuff right here. Maybe people were trying to keep warm. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but pretty sure it was just all outside, probably not inside the building. Check this out, guys. They literally glued that door shut. There's all kinds of glue, all kinds of stuff, all in the door frame so nobody can get it open. That's pretty sad when you have to glue a door shut. And I just noticed this. This used to be a Stater Brothers right across the street. Even that's closed up. Yeah, you know you're going downhill when the local grocery store closes down. Alright, again, guys, I'm sorry for the shaky footage. I think it's just too hot for my gimbal. My gimbal's not liking this weather. And nothing seemed to be cooperating today. It's just one of those days, guys, you know what I mean? You have some good days, you have some bad. But unlike other channels, I show you guys my bad days too. Now this was the old Montgomery Ward's building here. This is what I thought caught on fire, but obviously not. Maybe that's why I was looking in the wrong area. Alright guys, so I don't ever remember this fountain being here. I remember it. I don't remember it. I just don't ever remember it being on. Obviously it was here. The only thing I could think of, the reason that maybe they had it off even when I was a kid in the 90s, was San Bernardino's well known for having a big homeless population, especially back then. Used to be homeless all over this place. They would probably find the homeless taking baths in here, because I know about 2 blocks over is the county building. They have a huge fountain there, and I know even as a kid we would see the homeless taking a bath in there. So being that this is private property, they probably shut it off and couldn't use it, unfortunately, for that. Man, that's crazy though. That's crazy. I don't remember this at all. Alright, so I actually approached the security guard. I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, don't go in there because they arrest everybody that goes in there. So now that I know not to go in there, I'm 100% not going in there. But I mean, check that out. That's probably the last decent sign here. And I'm not even trying to go in. I would love to go in, but you know, I'm going to be respectful and just do what I was asked to not do. But this is the Carousel Mall. Here's some planters. Used to have plants in it, and you can see it's full of trash. So for those of you wondering, this used to be called the Central City before, I think, 1993, 1994, maybe a little bit earlier. Early 90s, we'll just say early 90s. Central City Mall. And then they added a carousel, hoping to bring in, you know, more of a family-oriented crowd. And it obviously didn't work. After a couple of years, they added a Ferris wheel on the opposite side of the mall. Obviously didn't work either. But you can see all the lead paint peeling. I think that's lead paint. I think that's the only thing that only kind of paint that peels like that is lead paint. But yeah, it's just too bad. You always know when you're in San Bernardino. That's all you hear down here. Every 5 minutes is something going by. But here goes another fountain I don't ever remember being used. I don't even remember this being here. Huh. It's got me kind of baffled, guys. I know for sure they wouldn't add these after the 90s. I'm sure this was built with the mall, but again, I just don't ever remember it being used. So, like I said, I was just talking to the security guard, and he said they're supposedly not going to tear down the Harris's building. Thank goodness. I hope, he said they're trying to redo something with it. I mean, there's 4 stories to this place, guys. There's a basement, ground level, and actually there used to be like a mid-level, I guess sometime in the 70s. They got rid of that, and then the top level, and then of course you got the roof. But that's really about it. But right here, guys, you see this? See these threads sticking out? That's where they had the mailbox bolted down. You drop your letters in there. And I remember coming to work with my grandma. Not like going to work, but like, hey, I'd meet up here where we'd have lunch, me, my dad, and her. We'd have lunch up in the cafe that's up here. And, you know, I would like, hey, I want to stay with grandma. You know, she had like an hour left of work, so, you know, the last thing she had to do for the day, she'd come down here, and I'd come with her, and she would imagine there would be a mailbox right here, those blue mailboxes. She'd open it up, take the mail out, close it back up, and then we'd go back upstairs at the time. And she would go through the mail, make sure everything had its stamp on it. I don't remember if she weighed it or not, but she would then stamp a processing stamp with the date. You know, those little round stamps that come on the on your letters, that is stamped over the stamp that you purchase. That's what she would stamp on the letters. And yeah, that was it. And she did the gift wrap here for almost 30 years, I think it was. Man. All right, guys. Well, we couldn't get in today. I mean, maybe we'll try again some other day. If we find out when they're going to demo this place, when they're going to start the demo, maybe we'll come and check it out, film it, record it while they're demoing the mall. But again, according to the security guard, they're not going to demo the Harris's building, which is kind of thank goodness, you know. But yeah, guys, YouTube is going to suggest that you guys watch one of these videos here on the screen next. Thanks for watching, guys. Bartender, Coors Light, please.